Hi there, we are on week 2, day 2, and today we're going to add some new solfege and we're going to review our new vocabulary words, which are all really related. So we're on video 2, you'll need your blank melodic notation paper. We're going to see those new words on the vocabulary card as well, and then at the end I'll give you a reminder to turn in your answer to today's discussion question. So your blank melodic notation paper looks like this. I've gone ahead and pulled it into Word. We have a reminder that our 5 lines are called the staff. You might hear this called staff paper at times because I have a habit of that. And then over here on the left we have all of our treble clefs, which shows that these 5 lines are for melody, which ascends and descends. It's not just for rhythms. So we are going to need our first 3 solfege syllables once again. For do, it lives on the ledger line. That ledger line floats just below the 5 lines. Let's go ahead and use half notes today. So there's do. I'll type that in later. We have our line, space, line, space. So if do is on the line, re is in the space. If re is in the space, mi is on the line. You can see that that middle of the half note, that lowest line of the 5 cuts right through the center. And I'm going to click for the next one because we have to be a little more specific. If mi is on the line, fa is in the space. We're going to take up that whole lowest space. Oh, that's so much neater. And if fa is in the space, so is on the next line. Let's go ahead and add our labels here. Do, re, mi, mi, fa, and so. These are our first 5 solfege syllables. All we've done today is add the last 2 here because these were taught yesterday. Let me show you on our notation software online. Really nice and tidy. I'm going to click here and we're using quarter notes, I believe, are the default setting. You can see that little line fragment, what we're calling a ledger line, going right through the middle of do. If do is on the line, re is above it. In the space between the ledger line and the lowest of your 5 lines. Mi, the lowest line, cuts right through the middle of this quarter note for the pitch mi. Fa sits in the lowest space, and I only have one more to draw, and it is so, and it is on the line. So we have line, space, line, space, line. We're skipping no lines and no spaces. Let's add our labels. Do, re, mi, fa, and so. We're going to be adding the last 2 new syllables tomorrow. So these are all our solfege syllables for today. We almost have a complete scale, working our way up, but we're not quite there yet. They're on our 5-line staff, which uses our treble clef on the far left-hand side. Treble clef. I think I missaid that. We're moving on to dynamics. Dynamics is one of your new vocabulary words. Dynamics means volume, so all of these words are volume words. On the first page of your vocabulary, we have them without definitions, and on the second page we have the definitions. I'm going to go ahead and show you, just a reminder that you have your vocab card here. Let's create these the way that we would teach them in a typical classroom. Right now we're in Microsoft Word. We basically have 2 different volume levels, and we're just going to modify each of them to get a whole bunch of options. So when something is the dynamic level or the volume level, piano, it's not piano, but we try to say it really nice in Italian, piano. That is going to mean that it's a soft sound. It's a quiet sound. It's not very loud. On the other hand, forte does mean loud. So we're going to have the definitions on the right-hand column. Now, once we know these 2 basic Italian terms, dynamic levels, we can add something before or something after to emphasize. For instance, something can be piano and soft, but it can be like just a little bit soft, or it can be really, really soft. And so we're going to begin adding Italian here. Let's work our way in. So we have soft, piano, and we have now mezzo piano. It's only medium soft, so it's actually just gotten a little bit louder. We're going to be getting louder as we go down this chart. Mezzo is going to feel like it has a T in it, kind of like pizza. Mezzo, mezzo. Will you please try? I know it's weird. I know you're at home, but go ahead and say mezzo piano. Medium soft. Louder than soft. We're going to modify the word forte or loud in the same way. Mezzo forte. It's not quite loud. It's like a medium loud. Piano being the softest that we've learned so far. Soft, medium loud, and loud. These are all gradually increasing in volume. On the left-hand side, we have our dynamic levels, and on the right-hand side, we have our definitions. Now, there are extremes for each of these words, piano and forte. And that, in the Italian language, means that we add a descriptive term on the end. And that is the half phrase, or half word, I should say, issimo. Whenever something is issimo, it is very, very, very much. Like if you're saying something is beautiful or bella, you might say bellissimo if it's really beautiful. So we have pianissimo, piano meaning soft, issimo meaning very, very soft. Pianissimo. Way down here, the loudest thing that we can say on our chart is fortissimo. Ooh, I spelled it wrong. There we go. Forte meaning loud, issimo meaning very. Fortissimo. And our chart is complete. From very soft all the way to very loud. Pianissimo. Piano. Mezzo piano. Mezzo forte. Forte. And fortissimo. I want to show you this little chart that I found online. It's very similar. Here you can see the way that we use abbreviations to show these in music. You don't have to write fortissimo. You can just use 2 letter F's here. And it describes how the notes sound. We said pianissimo, meaning very quiet, very soft. Piano meaning soft. Mezzo piano, medium piano. Yeah, it's not too soft. Mezzo forte, medium loud. Yeah, it's kind of loud. Pianissimo and fortissimo are only included here just for fun. We're not going to need to know those, but they definitely do exist. All right, so you have these on your vocabulary cards. If you do not know that these are dynamics, it's going to get a little bit crazy once we add another very similar type of Italian vocabulary. So please learn now that these are dynamic levels. Dynamics meaning volume. So when I ask you for a dynamic, you'd be saying, ooh, okay, do I want to choose something soft or something loud? And you would use one of these dynamic markings here. Your final reminder is to make sure that you add a class comment for your musical background question and take a look at what other people are saying today. I know you got a lot of new vocabulary, but it's all on the vocab cards. We continue to add solfege tomorrow, and this is your first grade due today at midnight. See you next time.